Today, we're diving deep into the blueprint for India's skilled future. We're talking about an organization called NCVET, and, it's quietly reshaping the entire world of vocational training in the country. So let's get right into what that really means.
Okay, let's just start with a really big question. What does the future for millions and millions of jobs across India actually depend on? Well, a huge part of the answer is skills. Practical, valuable, hands-on skills. But that just leads to another even more important question. How can you be sure those skills are actually any good? And the answer boils down to just two words: trustworthy skills. You see, at the end of the day, the value of any certificate or qualification comes down to one thing: whether employers and you can actually trust the training that's behind it. Without that trust, a certificate is just a piece of paper. But with it, it's your ticket to a fantastic career.
And this, right here, is where NCVT steps into the spotlight. It was created to be the new guardian of that trust. The single, unified regulator, making sure that every single vocational skill taught in India is a skill you can absolutely count on.
So what exactly is NCVET? Well, the full name is the National Council for Vocational Education and Training. Just think of it as the top authority, the supreme regulator for everything related to vocational training. Its main goal is pretty straightforward: make sure training centers and the certificates they give out are legit, so the skills people are learning actually lead to real quality jobs.
Now, to really get NCVET, you've got to know where it came from. Before 2018, India had two different bodies kind of doing this job, the NCBT and the NSDA. The government decided to merge them to create one streamlined, much more powerful regulator. And just like that, NCVET was born. And listen, NCVET isn't just some random agency working in a silo. It reports directly to the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. That makes it a core piece of the government's really ambitious Skill India mission. And that mission has a huge dream: to make India the skill capital of the entire world.
Okay, so we know who they are, but what do they actually do? Well, their whole mission is basically to create a national blueprint for skills.
Their mission really breaks down into three powerful steps. First, they standardize. That means they create and enforce one single quality benchmark for every vocational course out there. Second, they accredit. They're the ones who give the official stamp of approval to training centers and exam bodies, which brings a ton of transparency to the system. And third, they align every course under something called the National Skills Qualifications Framework, or the NSQF. So what does that fancy-sounding framework, the NSQF, actually mean for you or me? It's really simple. It means that a certificate you earn as, say, an electrician in Kerala is held to the exact same high standard as one earned in West Bengal. This creates a truly national job market where your skills are recognized everywhere. That certificate has the same weight, the same value, no matter where you are in the country. That's the real power of having a single national standard. When you put it all together, NCVET's long-term goal is to build a skills ecosystem for India that is robust, totally credible, and completely transparent. One where learning never stops and the training you get always matches what industries are actually looking for. Now, having a big mission is one thing, right? But you've got to have the tools to back it up. So let's take a look inside NCVET's toolkit, the specific powers and functions it has to actually make this blueprint for skills a reality.
The big question then becomes, what kind of authority does NCVET actually have? I mean, how does it enforce these standards and make sure everybody is playing by the same set of rules? And let me tell you, their authority is significant. They have the power to grant, renew, or even completely cancel the recognition of any training institution. They set the quality standards, and they conduct audits to make sure they're being followed. They oversee the entire certification process, manage a massive national database to track what skills are in demand, and, this is a big one, they advise the government directly on national skill policy.
Let's take a quick peek inside the organization itself. It's broken down into 4 really focused divisions. You've got one team that handles all the approvals for training centers. Another one makes sure the quality of the education is top-notch. A third team checks to see that everyone is following the rules. And a fourth division manages all the data to help shape policy for the future. It's a really clear, logical setup designed to cover all the bases.
All right, so we've gone through the what and the how of NCVET. But now let's connect the dots and get to the big picture. Why does any of this truly matter for the future of India?
Honestly, the best way to think about it is this. NCVET is the engine. It's the central powerhouse that's driving India's entire skill ecosystem forward, making sure all the different parts are working together smoothly and efficiently. And the impact on the ground? Well, it's huge. It brings that crucial transparency and trust to certifications. It makes sure that the training people get actually lines up with what companies are hiring for, which of course means much better job prospects for graduates. And all of this works together to strengthen and achieve that bigger vision of the Skill India mission.
In the end, it all comes down to this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. This is really NCVET's ultimate dream, helping build a skilled, productive, and future-ready workforce for India. That single sentence is the goal that drives every single thing they do.
And that leaves us with one final thought. Whether you're a student just starting out, an employer looking for talent, or just thinking about your next career move, consider this. How could a universally trusted, national standard for skills totally change the career path you're on? It's a powerful question to think about, and as we've just seen, NCVET is working hard to build the answer.